Hello everyone, Rurikhan here coming at you, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about my blind playthrough of Dark Souls 2. Now, as some of you guys might be aware, because I did mention it last night on my Twitter streams and all that other stuff, social media, I mentioned that I had finally finished my playthrough of Dark Souls 2. And so obviously after I finished the playthrough, I started going back, reading through all of the comments in the Dark Souls 2 playthrough, as well as not only that, I've started to kind of consider what happened throughout that playthrough. So this is not just like a reaction to the comments themselves. This is something that I've been thinking about pretty much since I stopped playing Dark Souls 2 because I had finished the game. As a matter of fact, I think you guys will even notice on the last episode, you guys will notice that my reaction when I do kind of finish the playthrough is kind of weird. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, this is going to be a completely spoiler-free discussion, so those of you who are scared of getting spoiled by anything in this video, do not be afraid. I'm not going to spoil anything at all regarding the game. I just wanted to kind of explain to you guys what happened throughout that playthrough and kind of how I feel in regards to that particular playthrough. Because a lot of the comments that I am seeing and I realize that there's a lot of people looking at those comments. These are like comments saying, "Oh my God, you're such a pussy, and you're like, you're not playing at all like you usually play, and you're taking absolutely no risks, and all this, that, and the other." And again, I realize that a lot of people are actually like defending against those comments, and it's like, here's the thing though, I feel exactly like what a lot of those comments have to say. Now, some of them, not all of them, but I do kind of identify myself with a lot of those comments when they start saying, "Oh, you took no chances in here. Why didn't you take any chances?" And I would like to talk a little bit about that, because even though this was a blind playthrough, I have to say that, like, if I was to play the game by myself without actually recording it, I would have played it very, very differently. And that is a shame, because that is not what I wanted to do when I set out to record this playthrough. Now, am I saying that this playthrough isn't good? No, you guys get to basically get my reactions as raw as you could possibly get them to Dark Souls 2. But the fact of the matter is that something that I've realized throughout this playthrough, because here's the thing. Let's say you're recording a video game blind, any other video game apart from Dark Souls, right? What's the consequence for dying? There's not that consequence. There's very little change at all in your progress. Like, for instance, I've played through Tomb Raider blind, not much of a problem. I recorded it even while I was playing it blind. That's not much of a problem, because there are tons of checkpoints. And I'm not saying that the game wasn't fun. It was fun. But there's a lot of checkpoints. There's a lot of stuff that basically prevents you from having to go back and redo content. And when I am recording video of a video game, I notice that I tend to, of a video game like Dark Souls, that I am not, how should I put this? It's not that I'm not comfortable, it's that I can't even explain it. But basically, when I'm playing Dark Souls 2 and I'm recording it, I am constantly considering, this is being recorded. This file is going to have X amount of size. I have to make sure that I don't record too much over an hour or so, because that might potentially corrupt the file. Problems might arise. It's going to be harder to edit. All of these things are going through my mind as I am playing the game. So whereas I'm trying to give you guys as much of what I would be doing if I was just like playing through the game normally, I have come to find that due to my personality or whatever, it is completely impossible for me to do that. Particularly with Dark Souls 2, because I've actually become obsessed. Because this game is so near and dear to me. You guys know, I love Dark Souls. It's my thing. I'm just crazy passionate about Dark Souls. So what I found myself doing is a lot of the times I would kind of force myself to just because I want to play, but I don't feel like recording. But I got to record in order to give you guys my feedback, in order to give you guys my reactions to what is happening in game. And that turns out to be not a really good idea. As a matter of fact, if Dark Souls 3 comes out, or any other game that I'm ridiculously passionate about comes out, I have very I have very questionable. Damn it, I can't even talk right now because I've barely slept. I'll be honest. It's just been crazy. Like I said, I have been obsessed. Like last night, I only stopped at like 5 a.m. or something. I was recording pretty much all night. I mean, 5 a.m. You can consider that recording all night. And those were the last episodes that I was recording. And like I said, I've been obsessed. I even woke up somewhat early today because I wanted to get the editing and all that. But what I mean to say is that I honestly don't think that I would do something like that again. I don't think that I would go and do a blind playthrough of a game that I'm really passionate about. Again, even though I realize that a lot of you guys are probably going to enjoy it, and I do feel that it is a great experience for the people who are looking forward to that specific thing of seeing me struggle through things. But unfortunately, I would say it's about 50% of the way that I would actually play. And the reasoning is, like, particularly in the starting episodes when I wasn't all that comfortable with the game mechanics, I would take very, very, very little chances, is because it is a lot of work to then edit those mistakes. Because I'm not exactly sure how other people are recording, if they're doing blind playthroughs and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure how they're recording it, but something that I do not do in my playthroughs, and which you guys have probably grown accustomed to, is I usually don't, like, go through an area, then die, then do commentary of me going through that area again. Because it's like, in my head, you guys have already seen that area. You've seen the enemies of that area. So the only thing that's important to show you is whether or not I've died more than once in that area. And apart from that, I don't feel the need to show you guys the same area over and over again because it would just be pointless. So if I take a chance and die, then I know that I'm going to have like a huge gap in the video, like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on how long it takes me to progress through an area. And that is going to be a problem for me when it's time to edit. And you guys are like, oh, come on, it can't be that hard. And it's not that hard. But when I'm recording, like I said, 5 to 10 episodes every single day, and I am editing those 5 to 10 episodes every single day, it is very easy for me to let mistakes slide in the editing process. So I'm constantly thinking about the editing of the video, and that causes me to play a lot more defensively. I mean, you guys have seen me play. You guys have seen the way that I play Dark Souls 1, just like reckless abandon. That is, of course, because I'm also a lot more comfortable because I've played the game a whole bunch of times. But yeah, there are a lot of situations where I would have done stuff differently. Something else that I've noticed is because I was constantly focusing on the commentary, I barely understood the lore of the game. I'll be honest, I barely understood it because there's also the thing where, like, maybe if I wasn't recording, I would have played even more hours in a row. But since I can't, because, you know, there's limits to hard drive capability and all that, and pretty much right now my hard drives are just chock full of Dark Souls 2 episodes, and due to those limitations, I would have to stop constantly, and having to stop and then edit and then go back and then stop and then edit. That process would make me just forget about stuff that NPCs would say. In several situations, you guys have said, oh, you've missed this or you missed that and you missed the other. Like, one of the most blatant examples, I'm not sure if this has shown up in the videos yet or not, but one of the most blatant examples, and relax, I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, but let's just say there's a house, and in Dark Souls 2, I mean, there's going to be several houses. There's a house, and there's a path that you go, and you go down these stairs. But before you go down those stairs, there's another path that goes upstairs. Now, this is something very, very simple, right? Due to how focused I was on commentary, I never noticed that there was a path going upstairs. I never noticed it. I mean, I think eventually I noticed on one of the episodes, I'm just running around like, what? What the hell? And not only that, there was an area yesterday, one of the last areas that I went to, where I went through that area and I was like, okay, I think I did everything there's to do in this area. As I'm doing commentary. So I go to the boss of that area, whatever, fog gate, keep going. Then eventually I finish the game, and this game, this time around, Dark Souls doesn't actually just thrust you into New Game Plus when you're done. It lets you do all the exploration you want, and then when you're ready to go to New Game Plus, you can go to the main bonfire of the game, and you can travel to New Game Plus. So I was doing exploration when I was done, and I went to that same area that I thought that I did everything that I had explored exhaustively while doing commentary. I went to that area because I was like, oh, I'm going to do some jolly cooperation on this boss. So I go to the area, and instantly, just due to the simple fact that I'm not recording, I'm just walking around. I'm like, oh, look, there's a secret passage over here that I didn't even see. And this is like a huge hallway, okay? A huge hallway. So again, this is one of the things that sparked this video. I'm looking at this thing, and I was like, how did I not see this? How is it even possible to go through here and not see this hallway that's like right here? How did I not see it? I don't know. I can't explain it. I get tunnel visioned when I'm recording. That's what it seems like to me, because a lot of the stuff that I've found was when I wasn't recording. Like when I was just doing random exploration, not recording, because I did do a lot of exploration without actually recording the game. And I would find stuff all the time. I would just like, oh, look, there's this thing here. There's this thing there. There's a boom, 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 boom. I would find stuff all over the place, stuff that I would never find while doing commentary. And I'm not sure if it's the pressure. I'm not sure if it's the fact that I'm thinking about I'm going to have to edit this video and I'm going to have to do it this way and that way and whatever. But the fact of the matter is, like I said, I've only played 50% like I would usually play. And it's been really frustrating for me now that I've finished it, looking back to those comments. And it's not frustrating because I think, oh, these people are just lying, whatever. No, it's frustrating because I can recognize that those comments are actually true, that I fucked up a lot. And a lot of you guys are saying, oh no, but it's a first time thing. It's like, how should I say it? It's like you're stumbling through the stuff and you're kind of like, slowly progressing. And it's definitely part that. But there's also a lot of stuff that I was just doing wrong because I was being overly cautious. I was. And I know exactly why I was being overly cautious, because I didn't want it to have to do that much editing on it. And I've said time and time again, I have no problems with doing video editing. It's unlike a lot of people, which their main complaint is like, oh, I hate having to do video editing. I'm not like that. But that process is always in my mind. And it actually took away quite a bit of the experience for me. I probably shouldn't have done it. Like I said, I'm probably never going to do something like that again. Not because of the negative reaction, mind you, but because I still want to be able to have fun while I'm doing this. And while it was fun doing the recording and all that, I can basically say that it would have been a lot more fun if I didn't had those concerns in my head. I didn't experiment 80% of what I would have, and when I say experiment, I mean like I didn't try different things, not even 80% of what I would have tried if I was just like playing without a single care in the world. Yeah, I would have done, I would have tried so much different stuff. As a matter of fact, I am going to try that off camera now, because I'm going to take some time to actually enjoy the game now that I've done the blind playthrough. It's just, I just wanted to kind of explain to you guys, because I could see that a lot of people were disappointed because they've seen the crazy stuff that I've done with Dark Souls 1 from the cherry mages. And I'm not saying that those were like terribly hard challenges or anything like that, but you guys have seen the stuff that I've done with the cherry mod and with the aggro mod and with New Game Plus, with Calamity Ring and all this other crazy stuff. And I would just go in guns blazing, not give a damn. And the play style that I did was very, very, very different. And it is not entirely, I mean, part of it, yes, I would be more cautious than I usually am in Dark Souls 1, but I wouldn't be cautious to the level that I was, because I wanted to make sure that the video would be ready for editing and all the other stuff. I just wanted to put this video out there to kind of explain to you guys, because I do realize that a lot of YouTubers recently have come out and said, oh my God, and like my community and all these comments, I'm going to disable comments, going to do all this. And it's like, I can't say that I would never do that, but it is definitely something that I do not want to have to do, and I just want to kind of address you guys. I'm still going through the comments right now. I believe that by the time I'm recording this video, I'm reading through the comments of episode 5. I'm still going through them slowly to kind of catch up because, I mean, we're up to episode 15. Probably by the time this video goes out, it's going to be episode 16. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that, like, I totally can understand the frustration that a lot of people have had throughout the playthrough. And I can totally relate to it because I am a little bit frustrated myself because this was not the experience that I was necessarily looking forward to. The blind playthrough did take a lot away from the experience for me. It did. So I hope you guys really enjoy it because, yeah. But anyways, I'm not saying that I regret what I did because, again, it's something that I had never done. And I had to try to do it to see what would come out of it. And it was also something that a lot of people had asked for. There are, however, a lot of comments that go there like expecting a walkthrough. And I'm like, what part of blind playthrough in the title do you not understand? It's not a walkthrough. For a walkthrough, you go to ENB's videos, he's been writing the guide and all that stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm watching ENB's videos right now. And not for the guide purposes, but just for the commentary of ENB, because I didn't want it to see ENB's videos before I finished the game myself so that I wouldn't spoil anything for myself. So now I'm slowly watching through ENB's videos. And definitely something that I'm going to do is I'm going to play through the game again to understand the lore by myself. So I'm still kind of like holding off on reading all about the lore and stuff because I still want to explore that portion of the game by myself. But regardless of that, I hope you guys still enjoy the rest of the playthrough. It is 42 episodes. The last episode is a little bit shorter because I didn't know that I was about to finish the game. Because here's the thing about Dark Souls 2. It is long. It is so long, in fact, that by the time I finished it, I guess there were a lot of points throughout the game that I was like, okay, I'm probably about to finish the game. And the game's like, boom, here's another 10 more hours of content. I'm like, oh, great. So I keep on going. And then probably a little bit further ahead, okay, now I think I'm about to finish the game. Like, boom, another 5 hours content. Like, oh. So when I finally finished it, I was like, what? No more? But yeah. Also, something else I'm going to be working on is a no spoilers. I wouldn't really call it a first impression. It's going to be more like a review type thing because I do feel that on the Souls video games, I'm actually comfortable enough to call the impressions that I'm going to give on the game a review. So I will be doing one of those without any spoilers so that all of you PC guys that are just dying to know if the game is better or not, you can have that. I can kind of talk to you guys about the different things without spoiling the story for you or without spoiling specific locations of the game and stuff like that. It's just I haven't really decided the format that I can do for that video because, like, usually on my first impressions videos, I will do, like, a good chunk of gameplay. But in Dark Souls, if I show you any gameplay, I'm going to spoil a part of the game for you. So yeah, that's going to be hard. I might just do an on-camera review without any gameplay whatsoever and then make I don't know. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try to find a way. Either way, thank you very much for watching as per usual. Leave me your comments, feedback, all that kinds of good stuff in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next one.